Here we go again. All right, Tracey, thank you for doing this again. We're 5 months into this project, so we're kind of doing a review process in preparation for milestone 1. So I'd like to sort of go through the questions I asked you earlier in the year, but kind of reflecting on the last term. So, so if we just go through the same questions again, and says, what e-learning or ICT have you used in your class or in the last term?
We've looked at Google Maps. We've created class wikis for each class. We've used Comic Life, looked at the basics of a Mac and Microsoft Word. We've used Woolwisher, and all of that has been in a collaborative project about a great tour around New Zealand.
Cool, cool. So was this work integrated part of your planning, or was it an extra? And I guess here at the intermediate it stands alone.
This is integrated, but it is a standalone, but it's not a standalone. I don't teach a standalone skill. I teach it as part of a project. So
what I'm saying though is that, I guess, have you been able to get that work back into the classrooms so the kids carry on?
Some teachers are going with it. Like some teachers have taken their wikis on board and are running with them.
Yeah,
Others haven't picked it up yet, but I'm sure as the year progresses they probably will.
So how successful were these tasks then?
Really successful. The kids are so excited to go back to class and share with their teachers. They come up to me in the playground, when are we going to ICT, when are we coming to ICT? Yeah. They go home and they share it with their parents, they log into Google Maps, they're showing the wiki, they're talking about it at home a lot. So.
Do you think that infection is actually affecting the teachers? Do you think they're wanting to get on board too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So what modifications have you had to make to your classroom management? None, because you're an IT suite.
Well, because I am a classroom teacher, coming in and doing this for the first time, I've had to really think about how I deliver my lessons,
right,
and how slow I have to go at some points, and then other points they can kind of run off on their own tangent. But especially the first few lessons, the kids getting to know the Mac and getting to know the basics, you have to go extremely slowly, almost painfully slowly at times, but so that each of the kids can really get it. So.
But obviously you've seen obviously it works because you've seen the kids are really doing it. Absolutely. Okay, so what was the impact upon student learning as a result of one of these activities, or your whole activity, I guess?
They have gained skills for using the internet. First of all, they've learnt more about our country, which was the main goal. They've learnt programs that they can now take back into future projects that they do.
Right.
So I guess just lots of different skills that they can bring back and use at other times.
Yeah, and so I guess, so how do you know this?
They've collated a map and they've done a Woolwisher reflection for me, and they have done a self-reflection on their report cards.
Yeah, well that's it. So it's basically it's all outcomes driven, isn't it? Yeah, cool. Okay, so here's the biggie, I guess. In order for you to get that success, and you've already alluded to, it took a while to get started, but for the kids to master the tools that you wanted them to use to produce an outcome, did learning of the tools, hamper or slow down your progress?
Well, for me, they were the outcomes. Learning the tools was the outcome, and the focus of New Zealand was kind of just icing on the cake, I guess. Yeah. So it was part and parcel with what I'm doing in my class. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so if you could do the work again, how would you improve?
I'd give the kids more playtime, more exploration time. Yeah. But with 7 lessons and 2 of them having to be teaching them how to use the computer, there's not a lot of playtime available.
So how can we do that? How can we?
Well, I guess I just have to build it into what I do, and maybe not complete something, but the times that I have been able to give them the playtime, the kids have taken off, and I guess they have had playtime in terms of when they were doing their Google Maps. It wasn't do this, do that right now, and they explored with they found how to change the pinpoints. I didn't know how to do it. They found how to change the colour of the writing. It wasn't something that I taught them.
Cool.
Just by using the program and being of that state of mind, and perhaps having a little bit of knowledge beforehand.
Cool. All right. Okay. So. And what e-learning goals have you set for the coming term then for yourself?
To share more of the resources with the rest of the school that will facilitate it with their teaching and learning. So things that I've tried now in my class to say, hey, give this a go. It works really well, and it's really easy. So they can build that into their programs.
Yeah. Okay. And I guess I know the answers to these ones I'm going to ask you anyway. Is it important in your view that every child does the same activity in your class? No. All right, moving swiftly on. And how might this impact your e-learning aspirations this year?
Have choices available, so the kids have brought into the whole process. So you could use this or this or this. Having lots of tools available that they can kind of choose the one that fits their personality and what they hope to gain out of the lesson.
Cool. All right. Well, that's it. Brilliant. Thanks.